Divorce Dad Diaries, day 207. And last night I went to the Rakaya Lions Club fireworks show. So once again, I'm being backpack dad. I'm packing some jerseys for all of the kids. I'm going to make sure they've all got their bottles as well because we're going to be there for a couple of hours. The gates open at 6 p.m, but I decided to show up at about 7, and then I knew it would only be a couple hours till dark, and then we could have a play, have a look around. I heard there were bouncy castles, there was going to be ice cream, there were going to be ponies, so, you know. But I also heard from a little birdie that there may not be FPOS at all of the vendors, so funnily enough, I still have this $50 note that my mum gave me like when she came to visit a couple months ago, and I just didn't know what to do with, so there you go, $50 sitting in a drawer. So I made sure to pick up the $2 as well, because it was apparently a gold coin donation on entry, and then it was over to the town with the big fish to pop over to their domain. I actually didn't know where this was, I didn't know they had a domain here, but you know, that's alright, you learn something new every day. And the first thing the kids noticed was the playground, and that immediately took their interest. But once we got past that, we popped over to the bouncy castle and immediately spent 40 of my $50 to get tickets for 4 of the kids. Yeah, I know, but from there I decided to go and get them some ice cream. They'd had dinner before we left, but you know, a bit of ice cream to keep them going, and then it was back to the bouncy castles to really get our money's worth. And after killing some time listening to music and having a wander around, they started a bonfire, which I didn't know they were going to do. And that's cool, I love bonfires. And then later that night, they did the fireworks show. It was a good show, and I've never been to a fireworks show with all 4 of my kids before, well, with all 4 of them being awake. So, yeah, that was great. So my 4-year-old boy was not having it by the end of the night. I expected him to be a bit uncomfortable during the fireworks. You know, they're loud. I figured I'd just cover his ears, he'd be fine. What I wasn't expecting was his reaction to the bonfire. I love fire. When I look at fire, I find it quite hypnotizing, but when that fire started, he saw it and he went, oh, there's a fire, I need to run in the opposite direction. Like, I had to kind of sit him down with me, cuddle him, and just be like, no, it's fine, there's a fire engine, like, probably about 10 meters away from the bonfire. It was really close. You know, it's safe and it's all good. But the thing is, then when the fireworks started, it started while the bonfire was still going, and it started behind us in the opposite direction of the bonfire. So as you can imagine, the fireworks start, a whole bunch of kids get excited, they start running towards the fireworks, and he's like, oh shit, it's panic time, now we start running. While my other kids were entranced, he couldn't really enjoy the fireworks because he was too busy worried about the fire, so I ended up having to just like pick him up and then walk about 20 meters away, not away from the fireworks. The fireworks was here, the bonfire was here, and I just walked boop, 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 downwards, far enough away that he would stop looking at the bonfire and he could actually turn and watch the fireworks. And then it wasn't so bad. So I learned something new about my youngest son today. He doesn't like fire. Didn't know that. I'll know that for next time. But I have some important things that I need to get done today. Such as loading up on iced caffeine from the local cafe while the kids load up on sugar from the local dairy, shaving my head and my beard. I usually do this on a Monday, but I'm not going to get the chance tomorrow. Saying hello to Fred, the friendly neighbourhood house jumping spider. Coco drew a portrait of him the other day, so I guess he's coming to have a gander at that. And of course, making the school lunches along with making dinner so that the kids can go back to their mother's house fed and with food ready for the next day. Oh, and their school uniforms too. Just realising looking at this front-facing camera that I forgot to trim my moustache, so I should probably do that. But yeah, so the kids are going back tonight. I'm going to feed them dinner. I'm going to make sure they go with their school lunches, their school uniforms, just to minimise the amount of work that my previous wife has to do. My flight tomorrow is quite early, so I'm also going to be packing this afternoon. So anytime I go away anywhere, I like to catalogue everything that I pack. Just, it's overcompensating for my forgetfulness. And no, it doesn't always work, but it helps, you know. It means in the morning I'll wake up and I look at my list and I go, have I packed everything? The answer is always yes. I'm not always correct. It's usually cables, chargers, toiletries that get left behind, but for the most part, it seems to work. So far I'm going to be packing a light jersey and a thick jersey, or a thick hoodie I should say, 3 pairs of socks, 3 shirts, 2 pairs of shorts, this black pair and then my grey pair, which is currently out on the line. Deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, I'll pack those tonight after I brush my teeth. Glasses case with a cloth. Sweatpants, jeans. My mate lives out in a dairy farm, and there's a 99% chance they're going to end up helping him with something. So, need some jeans and a belt. And that's also why I'm not packing a whole week's worth of clothes, because I figured I can wash clothes at his place. If I work out in the farm, I'm probably going to get shit or dirt on me. So, I'm also going to be working in the office for a couple days, so I have my lavender shirt. I have my corporate shirt. I call this my corporate shirt because if you've ever worked in an office, pretty much every dude that works in an office has one of these shirts. I don't know why. It's like a uniform. Blue work pants with the brown belt and brown shoes to tie it all together. Throughout the day, I will realize I am missing stuff and I'll add it to the catalog and I'll add it to the pile, such as PJs. I realized as soon as I started filming, I haven't packed any of those. Gonna need those if I'm staying at people's places. Although I don't think my friend would mind. Anyway, I'm also going to be packing my Xbox just because when I go to his house, bringing two just means we've got more options for games to play on games that aren't couch co op. And it also means when I get a bit of spare time on Sunday before I have to fly out and I'm hungover and don't want to leave my hotel room, I can just chill in my hotel room with my Xbox for a few hours. And if I can't fit everything into the one bag, I have paid for luggage, so I can put stuff in my carry-on. My backpack dad backpack that I take everywhere is actually a laptop bag, so I can use that to put my work laptop in because I have to bring that with me for a few, wherever I go as well. It's going to be an interesting week. I'm looking forward to it. And in terms of videos, I don't know how it's going to go, but I'll just film and record what I can and put it up when I can. And of course, I will catch you there on the flip side.